Good morning, everyone. My name is Praveen Nandyala. I'm a PMP certified project manager. So today I would like to discuss about AI-powered risk forecasting and planning. Before jumping into the session, I would like to thank PMI Pearl City Chapter Hyderabad and the Project Edge team for providing this opportunity. Before we begin, let's see about PMIPCC's 25-year journey because it is truly remarkable. For 25 years, the chapter has been creating learning opportunities, building leadership, and strengthening the project management community. So it is an honor to be part of this journey and contribute through today's session. So let's see the agenda of today's journey. There are 5 agenda items. Let me quickly walk through today's journey details. First, we will understand why traditional risk management still struggles. And then we'll see how AI predict risks, and we will explore real world use cases and where organizations are already using AI. Then we will discuss what this means for project managers. And finally, we will look at practical steps that every PM can start using immediately. Let's see here with a simple question. How many of us have experienced this? On week 1, we see project status is green, and on week 2, it is green, and week 3 also green. And suddenly on week 4, we see the red status. So the reality is that projects don't become red overnight. If you look at the second row here, the hidden reality was already changing. Risks were building gradually. So if we simply didn't see them early enough. So the problem is we can't find it on the early stages. So, and that brings us to the cost of discovering risks too late. If we can see the cost of reactive risk management, there are studies consistently show that a large percentage of projects experience delays. The challenge is not that risks doesn't exist, but the challenge is that we often discover them after they have already started impacting delivery. So as project managers, we spend a significant amount of time firefighting instead of preventing issues. So in this case, the AI helps us shift from reactive management to predictive management. So if you know why risk prediction matters more than risk identification, let's see in the upcoming slides, where traditional project management is very good at identifying the risks. But identification alone doesn't create value, as we know. The real value comes when we predict risks early enough to prevent them. So that's where AI begins to change the game. If you want to know how AI changes the game, traditional PMs identify risks after they occur, but AI helps where predict risks before they occur. And traditional PM escalates the issues where AI provides early warnings. Likewise, traditional PM's firefighting mode and static status reports and manage surprises. But coming to the AI-powered PMs, the preventive actions they taken and continuous monitoring and anticipate outcomes. So these all helps in our PM world. So the conclusion here is the fundamental shift is from managing surprises to anticipating the outcomes with the AI. And if you see the next slide, so far we have seen why traditional risk management often discovers risks too late, and how AI changes the game. So here, from my side, the next logical question is, what exactly is AI risk forecasting? So let me explain it using this simple flow. The first thing is project data inputs. So every project generates data every single day, as we know. We have information about historical projects and lessons learned. As well, we have team productivity metrics like sprint velocity and task completion. So we have defect trends, budget performance, resource utilization, and even communication signals from emails, chats, and stakeholder feedbacks. That is good news, but most organizations already have this data. So now imagine having a virtual project analyst that never sleeps. Instead of manually reviewing hundreds of reports, here AI continuously analyzes all these signals, and it looks for patterns and detects anomalies, and it identifies trends. And most importantly, if you it correlates seemingly unrelated signals, so things that humans might miss because we are busy managing the project. But AI risk engine covers this. And if you see the risk prediction outputs, the result is not another status report here. The result is about the forecasting. So AI may tell us there is a 82% of probability of schedule delay, and a 67% probability of budget overrun, and 58% probability of quality issues, or growing risk of resource shortages. So instead of telling us what happened yesterday, AI tells us what is likely to be happen tomorrow. So that is a good thing here. And coming to the last key step is the PM actions. Here, the prediction alone creates no value until we take some actions. Then only we get enough values. So, look into early awareness and better mitigation planning and more proactive decisions, reduced uncertainty and better delivery outcomes. So here AI turns project data into early risk insights. And those insights allow us project managers to act earlier, plan better, and deliver more successful outcomes accordingly. So if you would like to know what data sources feed AI here, so let's see in the next slide. So one of the biggest misconceptions is that AI needs new data. So it doesn't. Sometimes most organizations already have the required data. So if we see every day we generate thousands of project signals like emails, teams, defects, and raid logs. So here AI simply brings all these signals together and looks for patterns. That's it. So for your better understanding, let me go through some real example. So here is a transformation project where we have 14 vendors, multiple integrations, and 500 plus team members, and critical deadlines. So here the most important thing is project status was green and everything appeared healthy. So, but coming to AI detection and forecasting, it clearly says increasing dependency delays and rising defect leakages and reduced developer commits, negative stakeholder sentiments, and slower sprint velocities. These all are detected by AI, and we have clear understanding that what is going to be happen. So individually, none of these looked alarming, but together they formed a pattern like AI has predicted 83% probability of milestone slippage uh, within around 45 days. So here, as I mentioned earlier, leadership actions come into place where leadership can act early and resources were adjusted and testing was accelerated. So different actions can be taken. The milestone was delivered successfully at this time. So let's see how AI predict risks. So basically, it starts from project data. It analyzes the patterns and the trends and anomalies. Then it predicts schedule, budget, quality, and resource risks. So most importantly, it recommends actions based on that analysis. So here, if we see, data is clearly becomes insightful. So let's see top 5 risks AI can predict in this AI era. So I'm just mentioning only the top 5. We have a lot of more uh, risk predictions. So let's see schedule delays, budget overruns, resource attrition, and vendor dependency risks, quality and defect escalation. So these are exactly the risks that impact delivery most frequently. That is the reason I have highlighted here. So going forward, let's see how planning becomes intelligent. If you see traditional planning becomes it assumes the one future. But coming to the AI planning, so let's assume we have some scenarios where what if two key architects resign? And what if testing slips by 3 weeks? And what if a vendor misses a milestone? So in these scenarios, AI helps simulate these scenarios before they happen. So that is a good thing. Let's understand how AI-powered scenario planning works. So till now, we have seen how AI can predict risks, but prediction is alone not enough, as I mentioned. As project managers, we need to answer a more important question. What should we do if that risk actually happens? That's where AI-powered scenario planning comes in. Let's start with a normal project. We have 12 weeks schedule, 10 resources, a budget of $500K. Scope is clearly defined. So this is our baseline plan. Traditional project planning assumes this baseline remains valid. But we have some scenarios, let's say a resource loss. Now let's imagine two critical resources become unavailable between weeks 4 to 8. Every project manager knows this happens, obviously. So the people will resign and resources get reassigned. Unexpected situations will arise. Here, AI immediately calculates the likely impact, and a 3-week schedule delay, approximately 15% increase in effort. So here, instead of discovering this later, we understand the impact immediately. Let's see another scenario where vendor delay. Now let's consider another thing. If critical vendor misses a deliverable by 4 weeks, traditionally we would spend days analyzing the consequences, but AI instantly forecasts it. So it says the 4 weeks delay, additional cost impact of $40K. If you see, leadership can now make decisions based on data rather than assumptions clearly. Let me go through another scenario about the budget reduction. Now imagine leadership reduces the project budget by 15%. This happens frequently when priorities change. Uh, Here, AI clearly predicts scope reduction becomes highly likely, and quality risk increases significantly. The project manager immediately understands the trade-offs with the help of AI. So as we are aware, here the actions are again important. So here AI-powered scenario planning is helps with recommended actions also. The real value is not predicting the problem. Mm, as usual, the real value is recommended by the response. So let's see some key uh, recommended actions in this case. Reallocating resources to the critical path and secure backup vendors, optimize spending, prioritize high value features, and mitigate risks before they affect delivery. So in this scenario planning, we have an expected outcome. As a result, we improve the probability of one-time delivery and staying within the budget and maintaining the quality of the products. So that's a really helpful planning here. So I would like to say in the overall about this specific point is traditional planning prepares for one future, but the AI-powered planning prepares for many possible futures. And that is the difference between reacting to change and being ready for it. So hope you are very interesting to know about where organizations already using AI. Let me give some glimpse. The good news is this is not the future technology, where organizations are already using AI for sprint forecasting, PMO dashboards, resource optimization, automated reporting, and executive decision support. So I highlighted few of these, but we have a lot more use cases where organizations are already using AI. So going forward, I would like to show some live AI demonstration, how uh, we can use the AI going forward for the PMs with some prompt. Here is simple prompt. I'll show you. Identify the top risks in a cloud migration project and suggest mitigation actions. So this prompt I have fed. So here AI identifies risks and estimates probability, assesses impact, and recommends actions. So within seconds, we have an executive level risk assessment. So this is very helpful executive summary as created within seconds. So maybe we think that AI can do a lot, can do anything, but AI is not a magic. If bad data is ingested, that bad data creates a bad predictions. Sometimes if we have biases also can exist, and here we need to understand that human judgment remains essential. So here AI provides a speed and pattern recognition, good. Still humans provide context, leadership, and decision making. So I would like to say in overall that AI can predict, humans can decide. So that is the main summary here. So still humans decide. And let's have some common myths about AI. So everybody think that AI will replace PMs. No, actually AI augments the PMs. And let's see, AI only works for large enterprises. No, actually, AI can start from any stage of PM at any level, and AI is always correct. No, to say human judgment remains critical, as you mentioned. Let's see AI augmented PMs in the upcoming slides, where traditional PMs need to spend significant time tracking and reporting. But AI augmented PMs focus on decisions, leadership, and business value. So AI won't replace project managers. Project managers who use AI will replace those who don't use. So let's see the future skills for project managers. They need AI literacy and strategic thinking, leadership, data interpretation, change management, and communication. So we have some question in our mind that how PMs can start today. I would say learn AI and use AI tools, improve project data, and predict risks, and lead with AI. So that is the way of a clear roadmap for us. And I want to say that let's start with one project and create one dashboard and do one prediction. Then you are already in the AI world. So going to the end of the slides, I want to summarize few key takeaways from this session. So I'll simply say the first thing is move from reactive to predictive. And second, AI amplifies the project managers. And the third key takeaway is the future PM is AI augmented. So before wrapping up the session, I would like to thank you once again to PMIPCC Hyderabad and the Project Edge team. So as PMIPCC celebrates 25 years of excellence, it is an honor to contribute to this journey. So before wrapping up the session, I will leave you with one thought. So that is, the best project managers don't just manage risks. They predict them before they become problems. Yeah, that's it. Thank you very much. Bye.